Hang Xing Wang, a corporate slave, unlocks the ultimate freedom system. The more he indulges, the richer he gets. From worker to boss, he crushes simps and rises as a godly tycoon. Our story starts with Hang Xing Wang trying to get 2 days off work to deal with a family emergency from his boss, who could not care less if he tried. He even promised to make up for any work he might miss when he returned. He just really needed a few days. Without even looking up from his phone, the manager asserted that their department was short-staffed. Except for special circumstances like funerals, no other leave would be approved. The cause of the manager's distraction was the pretty lady dancing on a live stream. That's right, he's one of those coomers. Not an ordinary one, mind you. The manager was a high roller, the type who donates tons of cash to his favorite streams. As soon as he sent that rocket ship, the live stream burst with energy as the music and dancing got more intense. Meanwhile, Xing Wang was still pouring his heart out for his sick mother who needed someone to take care of her. The cruel manager suggested that Xing Wang's father should take care of the mom. That was not possible, then nearby relatives should take the role. Xing Wang's mother was in critical condition, the request might have been approved. Then, the pretty lady on the stream thanked her big brother the manager for sending a rocket worth a lot of money. This bum of a boss who does not care about the well-being of his employees. Xing Wang's anger rose. Condescending tone, the manager insisted that Xing Wang should make a few sacrifices to climb the ladder instead of making excuses to leave. New media industry. Timeliness is crucial. If someone breaks the news first, their department's performance will suffer. Xing Wang proposed working from home while staying in touch the whole time. The manager was too unforgiving for that. Tired of persuading Xing Wang and just outright told him to quit. All he had to do was settle up with finance and get out. Unfortunately, Xing Wang graduated from a third-tier university and the company had just taken him in due to demand. Most of their applicants were from first-tier universities, and he had always been expendable. Friends won't wait and neither will his job. The manager strongly advised Xing Wang to think it over before he insisted on leaving again. So that's precisely what he did. Xing Wang lit up a cig and thought his deliberation was interrupted by the blaring noise of his phone's ringtone. On the other end of the line was his dad asking if he could come back home. You see, Mom's medical fees haven't been settled yet. The hospital had been flexible enough, but any more delays would be a problem. Dad had been making excuses for a few days now, and the hospital was putting its foot down for the payment. They could either pay up or be discharged. This understandably put Dad in a very tough position. On the other end of the line, Xing Wang was starting to catch the vibe that his dad was hiding some serious financial problems back home. He asserted that he would be back in a few days and would help with the medical fees. But being a traditional man, Dad assured him that he had already borrowed some funds from friends and relatives along with the medical insurance to cover everything. Still, Xing Wang wanted to cover the shortfall as he didn't want his family to owe anything to relatives. As the eldest son, he wanted to handle this financial mess. However, Dad did not want to burden his newly graduated son with working in a city with a high cost of living. He just wanted Xing Wang to live for himself and not worry about them back home. Well, he's been working for a year and a half with a monthly salary of $5,000. He shares a bunk bed with a roommate and lives a frugal life. Despite that, he only managed to save $50,000. At least this much should be enough to cover the debts from his mom's medical expenses for a while. Hang Xing Wang had lived for over 20 years without stepping out of line. Today, he was going to change that. He steeled his resolve to resign from a crappy, inhumane company and take his talents elsewhere. So his next destination was the Human Resources Department. 20 minutes later, his status had been officially changed to unemployed. He did it out of his own will, but not having a job anymore painted a bitter smile on his face. In this current job market and economic climate, quitting his livelihood without another job lined up was reckless to say the least. He was bailed out upon unlocking the ultimate freedom system for deciding against his ancestors' wishes. Quitting his job rewarded Xing Wang with 88,888 wen, or approximately 12,000. Xing Wang stopped in his tracks. He was just minding his own business when the golden text prompt appeared in front of him. At first, he thought someone was playing a video on full blast nearby to the point of buzzing inside his brain. But the interface in front of him explained that he should check his reward money and indulge freely. The more he spends, the more money he can get. The rich get richer. With his shaking hands, he carefully took his phone out of his pocket. The notification read that 88,888 yuans had been successfully deposited into his account. At first, the skeptic in him wondered if this was some type of new age scam or something. But the text message was official and the money in his account had actually increased. With 138,888 wen yuan to his name. His painstakingly saved-up funds had ballooned. The system assured its master not to doubt his awakening. All he had to do now was start living it up to his heart's content. Xing Wang would never have believed it if he hadn't seen it with his own eyes. After checking his account, he actually found the mentioned amount of money in his account. There was no doubt now he had really awakened the system. Now all that was left was to figure out how everything worked and see if this system of absolute freedom could really help him. It was necessary to test everything in practice. His thoughts were interrupted by a woman's voice asking what he was thinking about. The girl who called out to him was Hao Wen, a blogger with 8 million fans. She wanted to know if he'd prepared her stream schedule. Hao Wen had 8 million fans for a reason. Her beauty and charm had tremendous power. The sight of her, Xing Wang's thoughts drifted away and he didn't even hear what she said. Noticing his confusion, Hao Wen asked if he finally saw his older sister as a girl. Xing Wang took it as a joke as usual, throwing herself at him. Hao Wen said that she needed more operational resources because recently the highest-paying fans had been paying less. For that Xing Wang had always managed her streaming broadcasts online, she was known as the most attractive dance goddess. In real life, however, she was quite friendly and not arrogant at all. Also, her flaw as well as her strength was that she liked to joke around. That had been the case before. Now he had quit and wasn't responsible for it. Informed Hao Wen that the company would find her another manager. Girl worriedly asked why he had made such a sudden decision. Xing Wang sympathized with her to some extent. Though she didn't look down on others, she treated him even better because he was her operator in the company. He was also the easiest person for her to work with, but now their roads were parting and there was nothing to add here. In our hero's opinion, he finally became fully aware of reality, but Hao Wen did not plan to give up so easily. Using her witchy, sorry girl charms, she said she preferred to work with him and wouldn't trust anyone else. Xing Wang's sanity was gone in an instant. He realized that he was charmed, but he wasn't going to lose so easily. At the same time, Hao Wen was trying to understand why Xing Wang was acting so strange today. Usually, he always played along with her, but not this time. In a saddened voice, she asked if he really wanted to leave her. This might have worked on the old Xing Wang. Now our hero was a completely different person. He wasn't going to be fooled by her pretense. Xing Wang replied that he wanted to take a long vacation. Hao Wen started trying to seduce him with her charm again, and to be honest, she was quite good at it. Xing Wang was having a hard time. However, it was already a foregone conclusion. He had a system with which he could become a billionaire. With that kind of money, he could get 10 of these beauties. After finally coming to his senses, Xing Wang replied that Hao Wen should fix her nose makeup as it looked a little crooked to him. Hao Wen, who had never heard such a thing in her life, was shocked. It seemed impossible to her, but she rushed to check it out in person anyway. Eventually, Hao Wen began to think that Xing Wang's words were true, and her makeup on her nose was indeed a bit crooked. The broadcast was going to start soon, so there was very little time to fix this. At the same time, a system notification appeared in front of Xing Wang, in which the system expressed its admiration for his determination. He refused to be a chained dog and was able to express his sincere feelings. For this, he received a reward of 23,000. Wen Xing Wang was once again shocked. He had done such a small thing and already received such a large sum. What could he get if he made his former boss crawl on his knees? But it was too early to think about that for now. Just like last time, he received the money into his account again. His balance was already 162,000 yuan. Now, Xing Wang understood what absolute freedom meant. Now he could no longer be afraid to be himself. He could do whatever he wanted and get paid for it. What could be better than that? That day, another devil was born on Earth. The beauty actually thanked him for pointing out her crooked nose. She also accepted that he was going his own way now, but was looking forward to a chance to work together in the future. This gorgeous woman actually wished him the best for his career, instead of acting furious for being exposed. She was way too calm. Xing Wang wondered if she was faking this nice act, or if she was just like this naturally. In addition, she even invited him to a farewell dinner treat for mentoring her on the technical side of things for so long. Hao Wen even offered to help him look for a new job with her connections to some industry bosses believing in his top-notch skills. With the time they spent together before she knew that he did not come from the best university, maybe she was not conniving at all. Perhaps she was actually a decent human being. So Xing Wang reversed the invitation and offered to treat her to dinner instead. She was naturally worried that he would be struggling financially, though. He laughed and used his departure as an excuse to stop being stingy. They might work together in the future, so this dinner could be considered an advance thanks. She smiled as she realized that he was already leaving when they hadn't had the chance to know each other at all. Since Xing Wang had already packed up and was ready to head out, dinner after work should be perfect. Xingwang exited the building with a livelier pep in his step. He was born anew, was ready to experience the world on a whole new level.